Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jonathan, and welcome back to Money Talks, where we want to offer you financial information and meet you where you are financially so that you're able to stick to your budget, manage to pay off your debt, and begin to save on your path to building wealth. Today, guys, I want to talk to you about what stock I'm investing in right now. And just so you don't have to wait to get to the end of the video, it is the Wells Fargo stock. If this is your first time joining me here on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Now, guys, a lot of times on my channel and through a lot of videos, I always say, hey, if you're going to start investing, go first with the total stock market mutual fund, index fund, S&P 500 index fund. Those are good places to start with your money because you want to start to get a feel for investing. So why now am I investing in the Wells Fargo stock? Well, for a while now, as I've been developing my investor taste and teaching this knowledge, I've actually been curious about having some stock in my portfolio. Not so that it's all encompassing, that it puts everything out of balance, but there are a few companies where I like to take that relationship to the next level. And just like with my index funds, it's important for me that I want stocks that I know I will naturally hold for a long time and that they will perform over time. So some of those things really started with conversations I would have with my wife. She had stock in Wells, she had stock in Netflix, she had stock in Louis Vuitton, a lot of the places that we frequent or use the products and services. And that's a good rule of measure to first identify things that you already use. Because if you use it, obviously you find value in the products and services that they have, or the person that's offering, the company that's offering. And so likely the next person or someone else will think that same way. But I was thinking more along the terms of actively really looking for a good investment for me to start on this stock journey portfolio. I haven't decided how much of my portfolio it will be, but right now it's very, very minor to the whole purpose. But why Wells Fargo stock? So if many of you, I don't know how much you've been able to glean from depending on how much of my videos you watch, but I've worked in financial services for about 8 years. And I've started my career and I've worked at Bank of America, worked at Wells Fargo, even worked for a credit union recently, and now I'm a mortgage banker. But one of the things that I actually look at is when I was in those businesses, especially the banks and credit unions, I really started to understand how the financial services system works, how the banks make their profits, what are they looking for, what are their strategic objectives. I was at Bank of America when Bank of America had just came out of the 2008 housing crisis where they had to pay back a lot of lawsuits. And looking at Bank of America's performance over time, and during my stint there as an employee, I was able to understand what initiatives they put in place to get them on the road to what's been now one of the most consistent, high-performing financial services banks recently. They're constantly recognized this year, last year, all because of their performance. But again, that didn't happen overnight. Well, similarly, I took a liking to Wells Fargo. Right now, it's a very low stock price at about $28 a share. And from a risk standpoint, I looked at it as, what would I do with $28? Do I have $28? I bought more than $28 worth, but when you're looking at a stock, you want to look at something that, number one, when you're investing your money, hey, I can afford to lose this money. It's not something that I actually need. I have my emergency fund in place. I have all the measures that I tell you about, but why Wells Fargo? Well, the second piece is, again, I'm very, very comfortable with financial services. I enjoy banking. I have this YouTube channel to talk about helping you build wealth and managing through the financial services industry that utilize their products to optimal capacity to help you build your wealth a lot easier. But also to understand what things you need to look out for, as well as understand what things that most people get tripped up on when they're establishing their bank relationships and how the products actually work. Well, because of that, I've looked at what did Wells Fargo do and where are they going. In the past 4 or 5 years, they switched CEOs. We all know they're having difficulty really overcoming that pivotal moment of resulting from bad sales practices. And not to say that they haven't changed their measures, but when I looked at this stock and the stock price, it's more like, what do I believe that they're going to do? I can understand how things work, but it's more important that I understand, do I believe that they will come out of it and begin to prosper forward? And the truth is, I really do believe that they will move forward. This is a rough patch. And the reason why I feel comfortable investing my money in it is because, again, I worked at Bank of America. I saw what these large financial institutions can do when they buckle down, when they have to, and how do they shift, pivot, and move forward. Well, the Bank of America is actually a smaller institution than Wells Fargo. And Wells Fargo has already taken giant steps, but a lot of those actions that they are taking, it will take some time to get the effects of the decisions. So, thus, the stock price is a little bit lower. But as those things start to take effect and they start to turn more of a profit, and they start to change a lot of their policies and procedures to mirror the direction that they know will put them on a more sustainable path going forward, not to mention releasing and removing the products that just doesn't do well for them from a business standpoint, and things that they weren't doing well, they just stopped doing. All of this information compiles to me to help me understand that, hey, I believe in with confidence that they will come back growing. And again, a good example of this is because I saw what Bank of America has went through, and where they are now, and I believe the same can be of Wells, if not better. And when their stock price is back up, there you go, it's the profit. The other thing is, I have the time to wait. That's why I'm using money that I don't necessarily need. See, when you think about a stock, yeah, oftentimes information will drive you to buy a stock, and you're looking for the get in and get out. And in my impression, that's usually been more of a gambling method. You're trying to bet your dollar on what's going to hit first, much like a roulette table. But I want you to take a more strategic approach, meaning you understand the risk that's involved. You're putting your money with a focus on the growth. You're putting your money understanding what problems and why the price is what it is. But ultimately, me investing my money is an indicator for me that I'm willing to ride the wave with them. And if I'm willing to ride the wave with them, the prosperity is the success, is the reward for riding the wave. We all know this has been a great opportunity year of 2020 from an investment standpoint. The stock market has been volatile, and yes, it is climbing back, but there have been many opportunities where you can buy low. And yes, this isn't a time in the market type thing. This is simply acknowledging where this business is and what I believe they're doing. Many people take the same approach with Tesla. They saw Tesla as something that was cutting edge and innovative. And for those who acknowledge that early, they're reaping the rewards of where Tesla's stock price and performance is now. The same can be said of any stock. And even those who get into the pool later, they've still been able to benefit from Tesla's stock. My thing is just understanding or using this example of me buying Wells Fargo stock to help you understand, if you are interested in purchasing a stock, what are some of the things and the key things that you will look for? Yes, I look at past performance, but keep in mind with investing, past performance is not an indicator of future earnings. And I know that's a lot or more consistent jargon that you may be used to seeing or hearing when it comes to investment, but that's true. The only thing that past performance can tell you is, hey, this is done well. So if you put your money in it, it has the potential to do well again. But when you put your money in the stock market or a stock specifically, now you're cutting down your opportunity for the percentage chance that it will grow, because you're now hinging on one thing. And so now I'm utilizing the information I know, my personal experience, and again, my personal belief, and I'm backing my money with it, with money that, again, if I lose it, it's not an impact. And based on how much this stock is of my total portfolio, it won't necessarily disrupt the wealth that I have. But from an investor standpoint, I get to try something out, try something new. And if I lose, I learned. If I win, I learn. Regardless, I'm going to learn something that I didn't learn before, just to be able to become a better investor. So I hope this information is helpful for you. If you like it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.